Look at you, stuck in the web of procrastination and lacking discipline. It's time to admit that you've been avoiding responsibilities and it's holding you back. Stop sugarcoating your failures with these flimsy excuses. You know very well that laziness and distractions have been ruling your life. You've become complacent with mediocrity, choosing comfort over growth. Well, guess what? Real change demands discomfort, and you must embrace it. Recognize your lack of discipline has cost you precious opportunities. The time wasted cannot be recovered, but you can make amends starting right now. Deep down, you know you have untapped potential. It's time to unleash it and stop hiding behind your procrastination as an excuse. Procrastination is often the result of fear. Fear of failure, fear of success, fear of the unknown. It's time to confront these fears and break free. Sure, discipline might seem like a foreign concept to you right now, but it takes time to face the music and make discipline your new best friend. You've been avoiding accountability, but it's time to take responsibility for your actions. Hold yourself accountable for your progress, or the lack thereof. Feel the weight of regret for all the time wasted and opportunities missed. Let it fuel your determination to change and make the most of every moment moving forward. Change won't happen overnight, and it won't be easy, but you're not looking for easy. You are looking for growth. Embrace the process, and you'll come out stronger. Oh, look at you, drowning in a sea of indecision and inaction. Your inability to make choices or stick to a plan is pathetic. Stop trying to cover up your laziness with those pathetic excuses. Nobody buys them, not even yourself. Just think about all the potential you've wasted by wallowing in your lack of discipline. It's truly, truly sickening. You're nothing more than a slave to comfort and instant gratification. You can't even withstand the slightest bit of discomfort to achieve your goals. Your willpower is laughable, and your mind is even weaker. It's time to toughen up, Buttercup, and take control. While you're busy procrastinating, the world just keeps moving forward. Your lack of discipline is causing you to fall way behind. You've become a master of self-sabotage, always finding ways to hinder your progress. It's time to break free from this vicious cycle. Congratulations, you've built a cozy nest in the land of mediocrity. How does it feel to be just average? Or maybe below average? Way below average. You don't need coddling. You need a reality check. Stop babying yourself and face the truth. You are weak. Enough is enough. Rise from the ashes of your weaknesses and become the disciplined, proactive force you know that you can be. Or don't, and stay exactly as you are.
Shoot, mate. What do you want to do tonight?
The same thing we do every night, Pinky. Try to take over the world.
You might think that getting into the IT field is impossible without a computer science degree, but Tech Coach Ralph is here to prove you wrong. Get ready for some jaw-dropping revelations on how to break into this lucrative industry. Listen up, tech enthusiasts! Are you ready to break through into the IT field, but feel like you need a computer science degree to make it happen? Think again! Tech Coach Ralph has some exclusive, mind-blowing secrets to share with you. Get ready to be blown away by his jaw-dropping revelations on how to break into the tech industry without a computer science degree. So get your notepad ready, because Tech Coach Ralph is going to change your life forever. Buckle up, because you're about to embark on a journey to success in the IT field.
It's time!
Welcome in. Welcome, everybody. I am your host, Tech Coach Ralph, and we are today here for a Software Explorations. We are going to continue our sessions and series through Terraform, where we are doing infrastructure as code. I'm learning a lot about it. I'm not as far as I want to be in it yet, but I'm learning a lot, and as I'm going through the course, it's starting to click what's going on here. But we're going to get into that in a little bit, but we have some things to do first. First is take care of our housekeeping. So here we are. Let's go here. So first and foremost, like I said, topic is Terraform. First and foremost, check out the Patreon. Tons and tons of content in there. Tomorrow morning, I'm going to be releasing, going through my LinkedIn. So you can see like why I have it the way that I do, why I'm able to get so many different recruiters reaching out to me. And, both of my last jobs I got them through being contacted on LinkedIn. So check that out. Sign up. Like even at the lowest tier, that video is going to be available along with me going through my resume, along with me going through a quick project based off a friend from Jiu-Jitsu sending me a list of instructionals that he has, and he wanted to know what list that I have. So I created that into like a quick project. It took me about 30 minutes to do. I recorded me doing that. It's in there. So just to, click different projects that you can do so you can expand your learning. All right. So check out the Patreon. And, if you sign up for one of the higher tiers, then you get one-on-one time, one-on-one coaching from me. So check that out. All right. So if you haven't done so yet, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you can know every time that we go live, every time we drop a new video, and so that you can interact with me in the chat. I really enjoy talking to you in the chat, going back and forth, sharing ideas. So check that out. Also, like the video if you haven't done so yet. Share the video with somebody who would find it useful, or somebody who won't find it useful. I don't care. Share the video anyways. All right. So let's take care of that on the way in, so we don't have to worry about that, because I'm sure you find these videos helpful, useful, etc. So subscribe to the channel so you can know every single time. I try to do like every single video that I release. I try to add some sort of value into your life. Because I believe, like, to my core, that if you can add value into people's lives, then they will return value to you. Okay, so all of that. And next, I want to say thank you to all the latest subscribers. All right, so
I appreciate you.
Welcome to the channel, all the latest subscribers. And one that I can see, I want to say,
I appreciate you.
I appreciate you, Jay Posnard. I appreciate you for being here. Thank you for subscribing, and I hope that I can add value to you. And if you're watching the live stream, but don't hesitate to send me a message in the chat, and I will respond to you. I respond to every message that I get in the chat, so definitely check that out. All right, and then we are moving forward to say, all right, let's share the live show schedule. So Sunday afternoons, like today, starting at 2:15 Eastern Standard Time, we are doing software explorations. Currently, we're going through Terraform. We are on our second session of going through Terraform. Pretty much the way that I'm doing it, I'm taking a course on Udemy and just going through the projects and what I'm learning on it, sharing that with you and getting feedback and, recommendations with that. All right. So, and then Tuesday nights at 7:15 p.m. Eastern time, we have our Q&A session where I either answer your questions in the chat or I find questions around the internet, usually from Reddit, and I answer those questions. Then Thursday nights, we have software explorations. This past Thursday night, we went through an experiment where we were trying to do load testing using JMeter on MySQL database because somebody had left a comment about the results they were getting trying it, and I never did it before, so we tried it out, and we saw similar results to what the person was getting. But the thing is, those results were kind of expected. So because the way that these things are tuned. But this coming Thursday, we are going to be going through an Airflow Docker container, trying to use that with a Selenium wire. So using a Selenium wire, right, on a different Selenium grid. So we're going to try to experiment with that this coming Thursday. And, so we just go from there because somebody all the way from Taiwan. So this is how far the reach is going, right? Somebody all the way from Taiwan sent me an email saying that they were trying to follow along. And this is one of my very first videos, terrible quality, right? But it's not. So what it goes to show, right? All the bells and whistles at the end of the day don't really matter. It's really about the content that you're producing. And this person from Taiwan, they reached out to me saying they were trying to follow this, terrible quality video that I did. Like one of my very first videos, right? This is kind of what launched the YouTube channel, going through Selenium wire. But they reached out to me saying that they were trying to follow along, but they're still having issues, and they suspect what the issues might be. But if I had any insights, so I'm like, all right, fine, we're going to try it on the live stream together and see how far we can get. I gave him some suggestions already. I'm not sure how far he was able to get with that, but I want to try it for myself. I never used Airflow before, so I want to try it for myself. My friend Don, that you see in the chat all the time, he told me a little bit about Airflow, so I want to try it out for myself and see, what it does, why it's used and everything like that. So that's this coming Thursday, also 7:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So once again, quick run through: Sunday afternoons, 2:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Software explorations right now, Terraform. Tuesday nights, Q&A sessions at 7:15 Eastern Standard Time, and Thursday nights, software explorations. We're going to be doing Airflow and Selenium wire at 7:15 Eastern Standard Time. So hope to see you there. And let's move on to our pre-recorded content. So all of these shows and time is at 12 p.m. noon Eastern Standard Time, right? So on Mondays, we have Candid Conversations, and they have been really, really good. I find myself going back and watching myself speak and wow, that's a really good point. And so sometimes I wow myself. Sometimes I wow myself. All right. So tomorrow's Candid Conversation is going to be about our professional social media presence, because I've been seeing on LinkedIn all types of crazy posts, and I'm like, what are and the people making these posts, they're looking for work, right? They have that little open for work banner on their thing. And I'm like, why are you posting this? This is, anyways, right? So I'm going to be talking about professionalism on professional social media platforms. All right. So check that out. Wednesdays, we have software explorations. I believe this coming Wednesday, I'm going to be talking about unit testing, right? Just giving a general overview and different styles of unit testing, things like that. And on Friday, Fridays is the bug bite, right? And this coming Friday, it is about the 2017, it was about, who's that company again? Equifax, I believe, right? 2017 Equifax security breach, where they, about 150 million people's data was hacked, right? Through Equifax. I believe it's Equifax, right? But it doesn't matter. It's going to be coming out on Friday. So Fridays is the bug bite. So once again, Mondays, Candid Conversations, Wednesdays, software explorations, concept overviews, and Fridays, the bug bite. All of these shows come out they premiere at noon Eastern Standard Time. And lastly, we have I clip up the Q&A session, so they can be in bite-sized pieces for those who they just don't have the time. Maybe they're working, they're grinding, they don't have the time to sit through a 2.5 hour live stream on Tuesday nights. I cut it up so they can go directly to the content that they need. All right. So that is our pre-recorded show schedule. And once again, like I just mentioned, but if you haven't done so yet, check out the Patreon, see the content that's in there. I think I was able to make a little clip of what the one about LinkedIn, showing what my LinkedIn is going to be. That shows up on the Patreon. So once that releases tomorrow morning, you should be able to see that. So definitely check out the Patreon. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, go ahead and do so now, because like I said, my main goal for doing all of this is to add value into your life, especially if you're in the tech field. I am sure that there is something that you can get out of the content that I'm producing, that I'm releasing every single day. All right. So I think the only day that we don't have content that's released, and sometimes I even do, but it's Saturday, right? That's the only day that I don't have content that's being released. But that might be changing soon. Who knows? All right. So, and also like the video on your way in, share the video with somebody who would find it useful. All right. So that is that. Okay. So that is some of the housekeeping, and then I have some other things to talk about before we actually get into the main show. But I will let you know what we're going to do in the main show, right? So we're going to, once we get to the show, we're going to continue on the code challenge from Don, right? Where we are trying to extract some MP3 data. Then we're going to continue with the Terraform, right? And, take the breaks every 20 minutes of work. We're going to take a break, interact with the chat, or, we'll go on LinkedIn, review some job postings. If you have any suggestions of the job postings that we should be reviewing, that you would like to review, let me know and we will do that. All right. So shout out to that. But before we go on, we must get some energy. So with that being said,
please offer me your energy. I ask of you, please.
All right. So today we have our Viking Cup with us, right? And we have a Ghost energy drink, right? I'm not sure why I'm showing it, because they do not sponsor the show, but if they want to, by all means, I will drink it every show. All right. So get some energy. All right, so the next thing I want to talk about is I just like to showcase the cool stuff that I see that people are doing. So the first thing I'm going to showcase, right? I want to browse somebody that I have interacted with, and I want to browse they're a content creator, but they do like courses and stuff, And if anybody has LinkedIn Learning, and they're on a few different sites, right? But mostly the stuff that they have is on LinkedIn, right? I just want to browse some of the stuff that they do. They kind of do like DevOps, CI/CD pipeline stuff. His name is Michael Jenkins, right? And I'm going to pull it up. Now I'm just going to go through some of the courses together. And sometimes, like, based on the company that you work for, they will offer, they'll make LinkedIn learning available for you, right? So let's do this. I'm going to share the screen that I have. Let's do this. And I'm just going to go through some of his courses, right? And we can read the description quickly. And that way, and what I'll also do, I will put all the courses that I have from Michael Jenkins, right, inside of the description, so that if you're interested in any of them, go ahead and maybe you have LinkedIn Learning, or or you can buy the course, right, and we can go from there. But I just like to share the cool stuff that I see that people that I've interacted with personally that they're doing, and all this stuff, right? It can help you. It can definitely help you. Okay, so by all means, if you like what you see, go ahead and either buy the course, or if you have a subscription to LinkedIn Learning, go ahead and get it. All right. So let's go and take a look. Let me fix mine over here. All right. All right. So the first one is Learning Jenkins, right? And it includes 6 chapter quizzes. And there's a preview that you can see as well, right? So that's good. You can see you can preview the course, right? And it shows you how to install Jenkins. how to set up jobs in Jenkins, more details on the jobs, organize jobs with views, and the conclusion, right? And then you get a certificate at the end of it. There you go. There goes right there. Michael Jenkins. He's a senior systems engineer, right? Been doing this for a long time. So, and let's just read the description real quick. Do you need to automate tasks as part of your software development system? A part of your software development, system administration, or engineering work? This course introduces you to Jenkins, a highly configurable application used to automate software development and system administration tasks and helps you build confidence using it. Jenkins is a key DevOps tool along with Docker and Git. Instructor Michael Jenkins covers how to set up a personal installation of Jenkins and familiarize yourself with the program's interface. Next, Michael steps through how to configure your first jobs in Jenkins. After you get some experience with jobs, he explains that the Jenkins plugin environment and how plugins are used to extend the functionality that Jenkins offers. Finally, Michael wraps up with detailed instructions on organizing jobs in folders and views, as well as a brief look at creating pipelines as code, right? So this is very, very useful because if you're in QA, right? I've found myself using Jenkins a lot, right? I've used Jenkins a lot. I've set it up using Docker, like he's mentioning here. I set it up locally, and I've also set it up on AWS, so I could, so I can, and on like any server, like through Docker, I'd set up Jenkins, and I'd be able to, create testing workflows and stuff like that, right? So this course, I can definitely see the usefulness of it. And I'm not going to read the description for every course, but I just want to go through some more of his courses so that you can see. So now he has running Jenkins on AWS, like I was mentioning, right? You get a certificate for it. There goes the course. So this one, and this is good because it gives you exposure to AWS as well. How to shut down your resources. All right, let's keep going. So this is the Jenkins series, right? Then this is Jenkins Essential Training. Deploy a Jenkins server, all this good stuff, right? So this is like very great, like, especially if you get LinkedIn Learning through your job or anything like that, or if you have, I think you get LinkedIn Learning with LinkedIn Premium. If you have that, definitely a good course to take. Has 33,252 learners, right? That's amazing. About 2.5 hours to go through this course. Like I said, you gotta take. Let's see, I have to log in for it. But I don't know. So now we have another one we have here is GitHub Actions. 18,000 learners, very good reviews, about 2.5 hours. GitHub Actions, like they are incredible because it helps you automate your processes through the CI/CD pipeline. So very, very good stuff. So this is GitHub. I'm not going to go through every single one, right? But he has another one on advanced GitHub Actions, GitHub Actions for CI/CD. And then let's look at this next one right here. And then continuous integration tools, right? So so I'm gonna stop right here. But maybe next show I'll go through a few more of these courses that are available. And like 4 point, like he has great ratings. 35,000 learners, right? About an hour and 15 minutes. So if you can invest an hour and 15 minutes, right, into yourself, because let's do this real quick, right? So let's say this is an hour and 15 minutes, right? So that's a 1.25. So let's go to the time cost calculator, right? So let's just say your total annual income is, say, $80,000, right? Oops. Right. So an hour of your time is worth $9.13. We already talked about the formula, so we're not going to get into that again, right? And if we go to the model, so if you were to take this course, right? So it says an hour and 15 minutes. But let's say when you're actually, like, it might be an hour and 15 minutes of video time, but when you actually like go through the whole thing, let's say it takes you 2 hours, right? So now, and you spent, I don't know how much the course cost, but let's say, let me see if I can, let me see. Let's go to here and let's go here. So So after taxes, right? $33.97. Okay. So let's go back. I'm just trying to show you like how to value your time, right? $33.97, right? So it would cost you, if you were making $80,000 a year, right? $52.23 to actually take this course. But the boost in salary that this course can give you, right? It's got to be, let's say it gives you like a $20,000 boost, right? It will, like, over the course of time, right? A course like this, an investment of about $52, it's going to net you about $20,000, right? So that's the concept of valuing your time. So it would be netting you about 2,000 hours by taking a simple course like this for about an hour and 15 minutes, or for about 2 hours, right? And this is how I think, right? Because a lot of times, right? So let me come back to full screen, right? A lot of times we are, a lot of times we're trying to, a lot of times like we're like, oh, we're thinking about the right now instead of the future, right? Investing in yourself in a course like this by Michael Jenkins, right, can expand your earning potential by a lot. And that little investment of about 2 hours can, by giving you these new tools, new technologies, can expand your abilities and, make you way more money. But we're thinking about it right now. Oh, but I gotta go do whatever it is, right? It's really important. I gotta go do this. Because we're thinking we can't see the future. My goal is to, in everything that I do, can I see the future? Can I see the future? If I do this little thing right now, and if I invest like these 5 hours, these 10 hours, right? In 3 years, in 5 years, what is it going to be the benefit? What is it that I'm going to learn out of this, right? So I just wanted to put that out there, right? I'm gonna put the different links in the description, and you can go and check out all the stuff that he does. Sign up for a course. Invest in yourself, right? Invest in yourself. Okay. So that's that. I just wanted to share that with you. And so one more time, shout out to Michael Jenkins and his amazing work that he's doing, investing his time in trying to make everyone else better, right? And for $33, that's nothing. Spend $33 plus 2 hours of your time, and it can lead to a lot of money that you can make for yourself and develop a new skill that you don't even have to, like, let's say you get a raise at work, right? Or you take another job where it's giving you $20,000 more because you know how to do some new things, right? But what about the things that you can do for yourself with that now, right? Because what I'm thinking, everything that I learn, although I can apply it to my job, I can also apply it to the own work that I'm doing. I can apply it to the people that I'm coaching, right? To the projects that I'm working on, right? How I'm training people to understand whatever industry that they're trying to get into, right? So that potential that when you invest in a little bit in yourself, so much more that can come out of it, right? We look at the stock market, you might invest some money every week or whatever it is, hoping for it for a big payoff. I guarantee you, if you invest in yourself, the reward is so much greater than anything else you can ever invest in. All right. So shout out to that, Michael Jenkins. Appreciate you.
The best.
You are the best. And shout out to you. Okay. So the next thing I want to do is I want to give some support and love to the people that I see who are constantly trying to get better. They're taking on projects. And so this one, right? This person right here, in one of the Discords I'm in, I was talking to him, and like he shared this link, right? And I was like, oh man, I'm gonna show this because this is really, really cool what you're doing. And you can also consider trying to do something like this as well. Because everything that I see, I'm like, oh, this is awesome. Here's another perspective that you can also try that it can even give you way more value into the things that you're doing. So I'm always giving ideas and suggestions. Like a quick example, which we used on the last live stream, was the Ralph, right? That's the name of it, Ralph. It's called Ralph, created by Don, right? Where it stands for rapid rapid automated load performance harness, right? And it stemmed from Don created a he called it Deuces J meter, right? And while using that on the previous live stream, I said, oh, I wonder if you could do this, right? And a few hours later, Don made it that way, and we tried it out, and it was amazing. So, like that innovative mindset, right? So, and just by giving that suggestion, he's like, oh, this is cool, and he went and did it, and boom, here we are. We have a cool software that anybody can use it. And you say, oh. So like somebody's like, oh, how like, are you familiar with JMeter? Like, I don't use JMeter. I use the Ralph load testing tool. Very cool stuff. Very, very cool stuff. All right. So with that being said, I wanted to show what my friend Evolved CA sent us, and I was reviewing. I'm like, oh, this is really cool. And and here's the funny part, right? I was like, are you doing this for like some data science? There's some data science course. Like, no, I just saw it on a YouTube video, and I said, oh, let me give it a try, and got very far, right? So without further ado, let's take a look. All right. So what Evolved CA did was he created a web scraping tool for NBA apps, right? So if we look through the code real quick, let's see here, give me a second. All right. So take a look at this here. He's using NumPy, using pandas, using a web browser, he's using Beautiful Soup for the web scraping, and using the results, using the request for making API calls, using the OS, and so that is from Basketball Reference. So he is going to the Basketball Reference site, and he's passing the month, and then he's moving into lowercase. And let's see here. So he's finding the dates, look for 1, look for 2, find all. And then he's going to use that to create a data frame using pandas. And then he's creating columns for weekday, date, and year. So he created the data frame, update column names, change the data type, and then give him the column names. And then he's doing the month of the season, display months of season. All right. And this looks like so this pretty much is how a, depending on the platform that you're using, I forgot the name of the one from Google, but the Jupyter notebooks, right? So it's pretty much a Jupyter notebook, but they have different, Google has one. Oh my God, I forgot. I think Google Collabs, I think it's called, something to that extent, right? But he's doing this through Kaggle.com. So he says, all right, the page is request.get the URL, and then use Beautiful Soup to parse the page text as HTML, then create a data set from using Beautiful Soup, find the divs find the div that has a class of table wrapper, and now the type is a data set. All right. So now headers, data set, find all. So now he's saying the headers are from through the data set, find all that have the heading of T head, and then game dates, find the dates of the game that have a HTML tag of TH. And remove the duplicates. Set the column names. Okay. Values to remove, box score, overtime, second overtime, third overtime. Create the data frame from the body data as list. Sort the values. This is like I remember doing a lot of this in the Python course and in the machine learning course. And and so it's very cool. I don't have a way to, all right, so let's see here. No data source attached. So I don't have a way to run it, right? But you can see like, this is very, very, I told him I was very impressed by this. This is very creative. And the way that he's not even like learning this stuff in particular. He just watched a YouTube video and he followed along. So that is the amazingness of the type of mindset that's the thing that I value the most is the mindset of the people doing this code, right? Because he could have been like, I don't care, but he's like, oh, let me just try it out, right? And very cool stuff. He said that like only the month of March is working right now, but he's working on it. And my suggestion to him was like, this is very, very good. Go ahead and finish this up. But I also want you to go check out, like, let's say you go to a Rapid API, get an MBA API where you can avoid having to go through a actual website and parsing and scraping the data like that. If you can just pull in new data via an API call, then it'll be easier for you to, set up your data frame and all that without all that extra stuff that you have to remove. But I think it's absolutely amazing the type of work that just being able to show you this, because I was very impressed by this. And I told him, like, this is amazing. And as you continue to create new projects, send it my way, and I will be so happy to highlight and showcase the amazing work that you do. Because here's the thing, right? You never know who's watching the show, right? And you never know what can come out of it. Quick example, like when I brought on Stephanie the other day to talk about to do like a code review and to explain what she did in her automation code, and Don saw that and he forwarded her her profile, her resume to a potential someone who would be hiring, who will find the type of work that she does valuable, right? You never know. So, and that's why I just like to showcase hard workers who are dedicated and they're driven, right? When I come across them, I'm like, hey, I will put you out there so people can know about the amazing type of work that you do. All right. So shout out to Evolved CA for that amazing project that you're working on, and just keep going out there. All right.
Appreciate you. The best.
All right. So now we are going to move on to our implementation phase. So we're going to get to work. All right. We are going to get to work, and I'm going to put the clock up. Is it up? It is not up. All right. Oop, we're still here. Let's try that again. All right. There goes the clock. And we are going to close out some browsers, some tabs, and I have my Python up, my PyCharm up in one screen, and I have my the challenge up in another screen. All right. So let's take a look at the challenge screen. And let's read through the challenge again, and then we're going to get to work. So the challenges. Welcome to the MP3 audio testing challenge. In this exercise, you are provided with an MP3 file. Your objective is to extract various audio attributes from this file and assert the accuracy based on specific specifications provided, right? And your challenge is to extract the following details from the MP3 file and all that stuff, right? And here's what's provided, all that good stuff, right? So pretty much what we did last time was we're looking at the libraries that were suggested, and we're trying different things, and we're able to extract the sample rate. We're able to extract the duration, and I think that's where we're at, right? So we are going to continue with that for 30 minutes. And after 30 minutes, we are going to get straight into Terraform and go from there. Okay. So let's do this. I'm going to go like this, right? I'm going to put 30 minutes on the clock. And I'm going to go like that and put this. Like that. All right, cool. So let's get to work. Okay. I'm going to PyCharm. Everybody get this. So we're right here. So let's just give it a run. So what do we have? Kind of blocking it, but let's do this. Right, so the sample rate is, so we are expecting 2050. Actually, that should match. Let's see why it's not matching. Oh, okay, so let's look at the documentation real quick. The sample rate is supposed to be 44,100. So let me update this. Expected. This. All right. So that's not matching. And all right, let's continue with it. So we need to verify. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to go to browser. So I'm trying to validate is the title, and let me know if the sound is, if the music background is too loud. All right, let's go put it very low. All right, cool. Let's go to that, and we're gonna go here. I'm gonna go here. Let's say FF Probe. Let's try FF Probe get MP3 title. Let's see what that is. So I don't have the phone. Let's see. Is there a command with ffmpeg that returns information about MP like the bit rate? So that's not exactly what we want. But you know what? Let's use that actually. What we're gonna try it in the command line, right? We're gonna go here and we're gonna do ls cd mp3. Let's do go here and do ff probe, and then never gonna give you up. 2 1. Oh wait, which screen am I sharing right now? So let me switch screens. Right, let's go here. So I'm doing ff probe, the name of the song. Not sure what that does, but let's do, and then we're gonna go, because what I'll do is, so I try to go to the simplest way to get the information that I need, and then once I get that information, then I go to like start doing it in the code, you know? Let's go like this, right? FF probe. So I just do a simple FF probe, and we have the estimated so duration has 3311, genre drum and bass. Interesting. So in the thing, it said that there should be no genre, so that's interesting. Bit rate. So the bit rate matches. Oh, look at that. The sample rate also matches. So the other library, the sample rate wasn't matching. That's interesting. So Don, if you're around, right? Let me send Don a message real quick. It's in my message. Quick. So what we're gonna do, right? So I think FF Probe is going to give us some good information. What I'm gonna do, I want to get the FF Probe. So let's try this. First, before we do anything, let's look for a Python package for FF Probe. And you guys, all right, hold on. Let me do this, right? FF Probe. If there's no Python package, then we'll just do it straight through the command line. But let's see, a wrapper for FF Probe command to extract meta. Okay, so this is perfect, right? So let's install this. All right, so what's FF Probe 3? Let's see. So that one's done. So let's see what this one. That's a little better actually. It's not the same thing. Oh, let's install that one instead. Remove that one, that one. All right, cool. So now we have FF Probe Python installed, and we're gonna go from FF Probe import FF Probe. Okay, so let's go into here from FF Probe import FF Probe. Let's see, import FF. All right, so let's see what happens. All right, so let's say, copy this real quick. We got that part. So let's go here, and let's go all the way down here. So I'm gonna go all the way to the bottom, right? I don't like because cannot find. Okay, so let's say we go here. F Probe. F Probe. So let's go into let's go with the other one instead. Maybe this one isn't working right. And this is part of you know, engineering, part of QA, finding like which libraries that you can use and stuff like that. Let's go back up here. And let's go from FF Probe, import. This is the import. Sometimes it's easier to just go through the command line than using these packages, you know? FF probe. What happened? So this is here. Let's see. That's all this package really consists of. I wonder if it even works actually. So let's say we take this. If not, we just pivot to the command line. So now we go to copy the path. I'm gonna run it to see what happens. Because if this FF probe library doesn't work, then I'm just going to use something else. Let's turn off the assert for now. Let's see what happens. The FF probe isn't working. Oh. What's up, Don? Happy to see you. Yep, just working through. So right now I'm just working through your challenge. I'm using I was trying to use a FF probe package, but it doesn't look like it's working. So I'm just going to do FF probe through the command line. And my sidekick is here. Welcome, Stephanie. Happy to have you here. So shout out to the both of you.
I appreciate you.
Yep, so just right now, just working through the challenge, you know. Let's see here. I'm going to pivot real quick, right? I'm going to go to, let's go to this screen. I'm going to do some search. I actually did this at work the other day. Actually, I have it in like some of the repos at work, but it's Python, FF probe, or Python command line targets. What is it? I forgot the one that you use. Let's see. Quick. Nope, not that. Is it this one? No, it's not that. Let me see. It is Python FF probe. Getting FF. Alright, so that one doesn't work. Let's do this. Let's see. So it's going to be the sub process. That's what it is. So let's do that. We are going to import, get rid of this nonsense right here because the package doesn't work. Import sub process. And we're going to do, let's do straight code right now, right? So let's get rid of this. And let's get rid of that. We're going to say, we're gonna go here, right? So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go here and I'm going to do, we're gonna do, go from sub process, call, or sub process, right? And then I can, after that, I can decide what I want to do. So I'm just import the whole thing. So we're gonna do P equals sub process. Open our parentheses, and here, and we're gonna do FF probe, and then show format, comma, E, and then log level, word actually, and then we're gonna do and then we're gonna do dash let's do that. I'm gonna copy this whole thing. Try that. Oh, okay, hold on. So I need to close the list right here. Oh, we're good. All right, cool. So now, let me just go here and I can print. Okay. So let's just do this real quick, right? See what happens. Do I have an error? Oh. Is the list supposed to stay open? Oh, okay, so you're doing it wrong. So, alright, cool. Let's go here. So file name. What was that? Alright, so hold on. So let me fix this right quick, right? Because this person I was looking at the wrong thing. So let me delete all that. Delete that, and we have that. Let's call this CMD. And let's copy that right here. Now, here, P equals process dot P open. Okay, it's coming. So now, so this doesn't need a P, right? So this just needs the minus. So this is like this. The command is like that, and then P open is going to be command, and then we're going to have the std out equals sub process type, and then we're going to do std with sub process dot pipe. All right, so now we're going to come down here, we're going to do p communicate, and then we're going to say print out if print So right now let's just print out, see what's going on here. So let's go with that and just give it a run. So let's see what's happening. things. Log level. Quiet. Anything else we're missing? Go for it. All right, cool. So let's do that one more time. Log level. Our name. Pretty supposed to have a hyphen in front of it. So like that. And let's see, am I missing anything else? FF Pro. Okay, let's try it again one more time. I'm just gonna remove. Oh, should be like that. All right, cool. Let's go here. Cool, cool, cool. So we got, wow, something. All right, cool. So here. So right out. What up, Mr. Himini? Good to have you here. So let's see. Disable all this stuff. So this stuff is distracting. I want to see what the FF probe is printing out. Not this right here. I'm gonna remove this log level thing. See what we get. Nope. Okay, I'm in the test. Let's go to try that. Let's just follow directory stuff. So let's do dot slash. Well, I am currently wait, no, I'm in the same folder, aren't I? Ah, okay, I'm in the same folder. That's why. Well, this shouldn't be here. Am I in the same folder? Oh, what folder is this? So it's in test. Oh, it's one level. Okay, so let's go one level up. Oh, because I'm an idiot. I'm passing in the wrong file. That's why. So let's do copy. Path group. Let's try it. See what happens if I do this quick, and if that doesn't work, then I'm going to like that. Let's do dot. Try that. So I found the file, duration, the genre. Let's find the right. So now what I want to do is I want to return this as JSON. So return FF probe command as JSON. So print format. We're going to go back over here and we're going to say the command to do that is print format. So it's here and we're going to say print format and we're going to say JSON, right? Because now when you have it returned as JSON, then you can actually like do regular JSON on it, right? So like whatever you do with JSON, let's see here. So once you have it returned as JSON, then you can actually start to see what I run. quick. And you can actually start to like parse the JSON and do whatever you need to do with it. So let's see, it did not do it as JSON. Let's go with strings. We do not need the show format, but we can change that to -v. I'm gonna remove that pretty as well because we don't really even need that. I just change it. Show format. All right, let's go and run that. Okay, so we got it printing. We got it in JSON format, and we're gonna say. Now we're gonna say take the out. We're gonna say here. Import JSON. JSON. Dot. Loader. Let's load out. So let's say MP3 data. And let's do print MP3 data. Disable that. See what happens with this. Done. All right, cool. So now we have JSON, and I'm gonna also import the pretty print. So pprint is used for like making nice formatted stuff. I just want to see the JSON in a nice format. Running out of time, but we are getting pretty good. Son of a Cool. So now that we have our JSON, we could actually go and parse this JSON. So, which I think is a good spot to be in, right? Because we have all this data, we have the genre in here. I saw it somewhere before. Oh, okay, so let's not include shows. I just want to see if we can get everything. I don't know. Let's see what happens. Nope. So we gotta do show strings. Let's see. FF Pro. We get MP3 metadata. Try it again. All right, so our time is up, but where did we get to? We pretty much got to use FF Pro to get all this data for the MP3 file, right? So we got the bitrate. So now with this, we can always parse through this, right? But I also want to get I wanted to get the metadata as well. And there's another, so let's spend like 2 more minutes on this, right? So I'm gonna import another thing. So let's do another option real quick. We're going over, but we just let's want to push it forward just a little bit, right? That's see what happens. So I got FF probe, and I just want to try this really quick. All right, we have that, and then we're gonna go to because once we get the metadata, we got some information from FF probe, and once we get that metadata, then we can do. Once we list it, the next all we have to do is do the validation on it, you know. So, and that's part of the research, right? Like, I think, right, this is such a useful way to interview, right? Because you get to see like how the person explores their mindset and everything like that. So let's do here. Let's try this real quick, right? So we're gonna do audio. Okay, I already had it. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna refactor real quick. We're going to throw in this right here, and then we're gonna say here. Music tag dot get tag audio file name, and let's see what happens. Right, just want to run it real quick, see what happens. No model name. Well, that sucks. Well, apparently that doesn't work, but no problem. I think we get all the information we need from FF Probe, to be honest. So many, like, there's so many packages out there that don't work. So it's like you end up trying a bunch of crap. Right. So, anyways, here we are. So what we were able to do is run it one more time, and then we'll wrap up this part of the challenge. Where's this? Oh, that's what I'm doing. All right, so let's remove that. Mirror, another package that doesn't work. You see how much time we waste on like trying to figure out these packages? So let's give it one more run. See what we got going. All right, so we have. So the only thing I need to add to this response is the metadata, right? So I think the show streams is what's giving this information right here. We just need to use FF probe to give us the metadata. Wonder what happens if we were to do just FF probe in the file name. Get rid of this. Last time I didn't get anything. Let's get rid of this too. Just curious. Do that real quick. There goes some metadata here. But Just oh, okay. We got some stuff. We have some more information here. What's that verb? That dash V that verbose was. All right, cool. So we got some more information. So next time we are going to do better parsing of this information here, so that we can, you know, complete the challenge. I think next time we'll be able to complete the challenge because we'll have, you know, we are breaking it down, and so we got the streams. I think I need to do something that is like going to show me more data instead of just the show streams. But either way, that is good. We are good to go. We will pick this up next week, and we are. I'm hopefully we can finish this next week, so the week after we can pick up a new challenge from our good friend Don. So shout out to the challenges. So it really makes your mind. It challenges your mind, right? Like I wish I had the time to be able to spend 30 minutes a day, which, you know, maybe I will. Maybe I'll create the time, right? Spend 30 minutes a day working on these type of challenges, because it just like, it's like going to the gym, you know? It's like going to the gym. You are, you know, ooh, that's big. So let's go here. Welcome back home. Yep. Yeah, I figured you would. And I think we're getting closer to it. We got a lot more data out of it. So that's the goal. And you know, yeah, like I was saying, you know, do these challenges, like do it like 30 minutes a day, right? It's like going to the gym, working out your mind, working out your coding skills, you know, working out your fingers, all that good stuff, right? So anyways, we are done with that. So shout out to that. And we are going to get into our Terraform course, right? So what I'm going to do with Terraform course, I'm going to create a little diagram of how I see Terraform working in my mind, right? And how I'm going to apply being able to learn it, right? The way that I see it, it's just like learning Python and it's actually more like learning automation, right? Because technically Terraform is automation, but it's you're writing automated code to set up your infrastructure, right? Infrastructure as code. So to me, it's the same. Like, I have to approach it, like for me to actually be able to understand it, I need to approach it as if I am, let me turn off this. I forgot to turn this off, right? Hold on, let me turn it off. And we are done. All right, cool. So yeah, the way that I have to approach it is the same way I would be approaching writing an automated test, right? So with that being said, what we're going to do, I am going to pull up and by the way, if anybody wants to try out the audio testing challenge, I am going to put it right here. Audio testing challenge. Oops. Here, paste. All right, cool. If anybody wants to try it out, go to the link, try it out, and if you do it, you know, let us know in the comments, in the chat, whatever the case may be. You can email me the push it to GitHub, email me, or you know, put it in the comment, and we'll show it on the stream, right? Show what you did. After I'm done with it, of course, but the same way I did for Evolve CA and reviewing his code, we can show it and show your technique, your strategy. And because there's many different ways to skin a cat. Whatever. All right, what I'm going to do, I'm going to go to draw.io, I believe the site is. Yes. What I want to do is I want to create a diagram to show how I'm how the approach to Terraform is formulating in my mind, right? Create a diagram, a flow chart, and then, then actually get into the actual parts of Terraform. So what we're gonna do after that is, so then I'll talk about the basics of how I'm going to be learning it, how I think through it, which is going to be like in the diagram part, right? And we're going to continue to implement it. We're going to finish off the AWS portion from last week. We're going to try to get to the variable types and then hopefully get to the provisioning software. If not, then we push the provisioning software to next week. But I'm looking to get as far as possible, right? But we have time, and like I said, if you can learn Terraform, right? If you can learn Terraform, you will see it immediately adds value to your marketability. And in the break, right? I'm gonna put 20 minutes on the clock. In the break, it's like if there's no other suggestions for jobs to look for on LinkedIn, in the break, we'll continue looking for DevOps jobs that have the word Terraform in it, right? Because you'll see the amount of money that you can make doing that, and it's I just want to show you what's out there, show you the opportunities, just by investing a little bit of time in stuff, right? So let's say the total Terraform course, the video time is about 11 hours, right? So let's say it takes you 22 hours to do that, right? So what do we like to do before we even get started in the diagram, right? I'm going to let's do it. Let's go the same way we do my computer, right? So let's say time cost calculator. This is why I find this calculator thing so helpful, right? So let's go here and we're gonna say, let's say you make with 100K, right? So hour of your time, $11.42, a minute of your time, 19 cents, and a second of your time is 0.003 cents, right? Now, let's say the Terraform course is, let's say it takes you let's go 25 hours, right? So, and the cost of the course, so you get it on sale, you get it for like $20, right? So at $100,000 a year, right? The cost for you it's really costing you about $305, right? However, let's say the earning potential from taking this Terraform course, let's say it boosts your pay, whether it's through your current company or, you leave your current company and you go to another company where they really need somebody to do their infrastructure as code, or let's say you don't leave your current company, you don't get a raise at your current company, whatever the case may be, right? However, you're able to offer this service as like a consultant or contractor to another company, right? You say, oh, you have you don't have somebody who knows how to do Terraform. Let me do it for you, right? And I will charge you $15,000 just to do it, right? Let's say you charge them $15,000, they pay it, right? So you're actually making $14,694.61. That's a potential, right? And you are buying back. I call this part buying back. I might just update it to number of hours recover. Recover is buying back time or how much time you're spending, right? So you are buying back 1,287 hours by investing in yourself, right? Let's take this 15,000 out. By investing in yourself $305.39, right? Because that's the total based on you're making this much, all that. And let's say you charge somebody $15,000, right? Let's say you start a business where you are the Terraform implementer or the Terraform terrorist, right? That's your name, right? The Terraform terrorist. You go and you hack stuff so you can make not hack, but you go and you implement Terraform for whatever said company, right? So at one company, right, by this $300 investment in yourself, right, $14,694.61, right? Say you do it for two companies, right? Minor investment, right? Say now it starts booming and you do it for 10 companies. So at 15K, 150, 1, 2, 3. So now you're adding $149,694.61 to $100,000 by doing it for charging 10 clients $15,000 to implement their project into Terraform, like their infrastructure into Terraform, right? Because maybe they're somebody who set it up for them before. You know, they're a small business; they can't afford to have somebody on full time, right? So they hired somebody to do AWS for them, and they set it up. But it was like now they're trying to expand and everything. So like, hey, can you come and set up Terraform for us? Charge them 15 grand, 10 clients, extra $150K to add to your 100K just by investing $305. That includes the cost of the course, $20, and the amount of hours that would take if you're making $100,000 a year. Right? So just want to put it out there, like this is what I call investing in yourself, getting the knowledge, so you can have so many different opportunities. Whether you start your own business, whether you go do it for another company, whatever the case may be, or both, right? Let's say you go work, you do Terraform for a particular company, but you also offer a service, a consulting service where you set up Terraform for people, right? So just putting it out there, right? Just putting it out there. So
They ain't believing us.
but I believe in you, all right? So let's do this. We are going to put our 20 minutes up on the clock. So go here. All right, so you guys ready to go? Let's put the 20 minutes up on the clock.
It's time to do.
That, and we are going to, so I'm gonna create this. I'm just gonna create decide later. All right, so this is how I see this, right? So this is how I see Terraform, right? How TCR sees Terraform, and rename. So I'm sure Don and Stephanie will be able to follow along. I'm sure Don will be following, right? But Stephanie isn't too familiar with Terraform. But I'm sure, put this hat backwards, right? It's time to get to work. All right, so I'm sure Stephanie this is going to make a lot more sense to you because I know you're unfamiliar with Terraform and like the DevOps type thing. But once you see the way that I think about it in an automated perspective, right? I think it'll make a little bit more sense. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to have two streams right here, right? I'm going to have, if I was doing, like when I'm doing automation, and I'm going to put now Terraform, and you can try to see the parallel, right? So let's say I go here. So Stephanie says she's a visual learner. Here, I love draw.io. Awesome. Awesome. Can I give Stephanie here? Let's go with that. All right, cool. So let's do this, all right? We're going to go and we're going to, top portion is going to be, let me see if I put some text on here real quick. We'll figure that out later. So, text. That's not what I wanted in particular, but okay. So let's go here. All right. So let's say automation here. All right. Make that bigger. This is going to be my automation flow. And then it's going to be my copy, paste here. Now, all right. So here I'm going to do my Terraform, right? So in my, so when I'm doing automation, right? So I have my test case, right? I have my test case and I'm going to say, all right, what is, and in order, so once I have my test case, right, I need to do it manually first, right? So I can know, okay, what is the flow? Think about like the steps that I'm going to take in my test case, right? So now when I'm actually executing this test case, I got to do it manually, right? So let's go here. So I'm saying execute it manually, right? And then once I get there, let's go to another one. And once I can see it working manually, then I'm like, all right, now to start automating it. So automate the steps, right? And then once I automate the steps, and then refactor, or run it. And then once I run it, I'm going to refactor and make my code pretty, right? So that is a very, very, very high level of how I approach automation, right? I get my, I understand, I understand what's being done, right? I write my test case and then I execute it manually and I automate the steps, run it, refactor it, make it pretty. Okay. So now with that concept, with that idea, we're going to apply that to Terraform. Okay. So when I am doing the infrastructure part, right? So what I'm going to do, I'm going to use this, I'm going to use what I would normally do on AWS, right? So let's say, for instance, I want to set up a Selenium grid on AWS, right? So what is it that, so I'm going to say, okay, what have I done manually on AWS to set up a EC2 instance with Docker on it, right? So, and then once you have that manual process, right, that executed manually right here, right, then you can start to automate the steps. Okay, so what does that mean? So I have my test case, right? And we're just going to list that test case in here, right? Just so, because I know my test case for an automated test, right? But you got to think through it for a Terraform, right? So I'm going to say, all right, what do I need to do? So in the AWS console, what will I need? I need to set up an EC2 instance. EC2, right? Set up a security group. Right? And then I will need to assign a what do they call it? Like the key. I forgot the name of it in EC2, but it's assign a security key. Right? What else will I need to do in there? Okay, so then I need to log in. So this is what I do pretty much manually, right? Log into the EC2 instance via SSH. And so then I go install Docker. So I log into the EC2 instance, right? I install Docker and Docker Compose. And then use Docker to set up Selenium grid, right? So that is like, if I wanted to, so this is what are the manual steps, right? That I would take if I was to creating infrastructure to run a Selenium grid, right? So now we're going to go here. So now execute it manually. And this is like very similar to what we were doing on Thursday night when we were trying to get the MySQL installed on AWS, with which we were brutally rejected from doing, right? So it's all good. Right? But execute it manually. So I'll be doing all these steps manually. So logging into AWS, setting up the EC2 instance, creating the security group, assigning it a security key, and then connecting via SSH, installing Docker and Docker Compose, and then installing via Docker to set up the Selenium grid, right? Oh, so also in this thing right here, we need to, so here, let's see here. So expose port to connect to Selenium grid, right? And security group, right? So pretty much that's what I would do. And let me add some bullet points to it so it can be easier to understand. Or the numbers, like that, right? Let's make this bigger. So, you guys still following along with me? So I'm gonna ask Stephanie because she is not familiar with the AWS stuff, right? I want to see if she is if this is making sense, right? Like you might not know what all these things mean, but the steps that I would take to be able to like the test case would make sense, right? So now I'm executing this stuff manually, right? Awesome. That's what I'll do manually, right? And then once that's all manually, then I can go to the AWS instance URL and hit the port, which would be like 4444, I believe. And so let me put that in my test case, right? So expose port 4444 to connect to Selenium grid, like that, right? And now execute that manually. And now now to verify that my steps work, so I'm just gonna add here, go to AWS URL on port 4444, and we should be able to, so now we are verifying that our test case, so the expected results is when you go to AWS URL on port 4444, the Selenium grid thingy, like the Selenium grid homepage shows up, right? So that is what we would want to see. Okay. All right. So right. So now this is the manual part. So now when it comes to Terraform, to automate the steps, right? So I'm gonna go here. And the funny thing is, like, Don sent me a script the other day, which is like Terraform without actually using Terraform. He's using like the sh commands and everything like that, or the sh script to do it, which is pretty cool. Which now, what Terraform can do, right? So let's say we have, so now the Terraform part, right? I would need to, so with Terraform, you can create, so I can look at my notes and see, right? So looking at my notes, right, from the other day, I can do, so you would say, I'm doing the Terraform part, right? So first in the Terraform, I need to create a I am user for Terraform, right? So this part is kind of manual, but setting up Terraform, right? So, well, everything right here I'm doing is manual because I need to create the necessary tools so I can be able to use Terraform, right? So create an I am user in AWS. For Terraform, right? You can name it Terraform. And then here we are going to do, let me find my notes. All right, so we are doing a provider. So create provider. Terraform script, for lack of a better word, right? For AWS, right? Then we'll have to initialize it, of course. I'm not gonna put like all the details, but I'm just saying like, here are the things that we need to do. Cool. Let's make this bigger. So it's gonna be like this, right? So do that, and then we're gonna do create I am user and AWS, and then we're going to say, so create the provider. And we're gonna say now for the, so in the, so now we're gonna say, all right, use the Terraform. So Terraform user access key as part of the script. So Terraform user can provision whatever it needs. All right. And then now in the Terraform script, we are going to say create. So part of the Terraform script is going to say create the EC2 instance. And in the region that it should be, with the size of the, so this is a test case right here, right? This is the automated test case to be able to automate this right here, right? Because this is our manual test case. Now we're putting what we need to be able to automate this part, right? So these are like all the things I'm listing out right here is all the things that are done when these are all the things that are done when you're provisioning a because now I'm actually thinking about it, because usually when I'm just doing it, but now that I'm actually thinking about it, I'm like, what are all the things that I do when I'm doing it manually? And now I need to convert that to the Terraform code to be able to do all those things in an automated way. So like when I'm spending like 30 minutes doing all that setup, I can just say, all right, now play, like run the Terraform script, and it does all that stuff for me in like 30 seconds, right? So I'm approaching the Terraform the same exact way I approach automating a test case, right? So now once I understand it that way, all I have to worry about is, okay, now get the syntax of the Terraform code, right? Which is, to me, it looks similar to all the other code that I normally do. But get the syntax and then to write it, right? So right now I'm just thinking about all the stuff that I do. So in Terraform script, create the EC2 instance in the region that it should be with the size of the EC2 instance, with the security key that is assigned to it, right? That's that. And then we also need to do, all right, so create the security group with the port that should be exposed, right? Okay, so that's that. So then after that, then we say so I'm going to add another. So what I would do at this point, right? What I would do at this point, and maybe even earlier, right? I might even do this earlier, right? But maybe I would do it like as soon as I do the EC2 instance, right? But I'm going to now, I would say, run it to see if it works, troubleshoot where it fails, right? So what I probably do, right, is at each of these steps, right? So not at the create IAM, because that's a manual step, but as when I create the provider, I might run it, right, to see what happens. And of course it's going to fail because it doesn't have like all these details, but run it and see if it at least asks for the Terraform user access key part, right? And if it does, if it says it's failed, that means it failed at the next step that I haven't done yet. So it's like, think about it like this, right? It's like test-driven development for Terraform implementation, right? What do you think about that, Don? What I'm processing in my mind right now is using TDD, right, for my infrastructure as code. So I write what I need to do and I run it and see that it's failing, looking for the next step, right? So because if it fails before this, then there's something wrong in my setup, right? But if it fails saying, oh, you haven't added a user access key, I'm like, okay, good, I know. So now I go to the next step and I add the user access key, and now it should fail at creating, maybe like, it should be failing somewhere here, right? All the way until I get to the last, all the way until I get to the last step and says, okay, everything passes. Right? So I'm looking for it to fail forward, But if it fails prior, then I'm like, all right, let's troubleshoot that and let's fix it. But if it fails forward, okay, then I go to the next part of my script and I add the next whatever it's asking for. And now when I run it again, it should keep going forward until I get to everything works, right? So then now once I'm here, we're going to say now provision software of installing Docker / Docker Compose via command line. Right? So, and then I would tear everything down again, right? I'll tear everything down. Let me move these up a little bit. All right, cool. Let's go here. So I would tear everything down. After everything that every time it's done, I'll tear everything down, right? And then I'll start again and I'll say, so now install Docker and Docker Compose. And I'm going to say, so we run it again, run and troubleshoot, right? And then we would say, command
Lunch break,
line
lunch break.
install Selenium grid via Docker. And that, and then, run everything again, see it, troubleshoot if it, let's go here, go here, go here. All right. And then, now we're here and we say what we did over here. And if that works, right? We say troubleshoot or flawless victory. I need a soundbite for that. Flawless victory. All right. Boom. So we are on break time and I'm going to go to full screen. Well, before I go to full screen. All right. So Stephanie, does this make sense to you? Outside of like all the AWS stuff that you might not be familiar with, but does the flow actually make sense to you on how I see Terraform using like, AWS, but all the other platforms, but how to write it so you can actually build your infrastructure, right? Let me know if that makes sense. All right, so let's go to full screen. And anybody who's in the chat, let me know what you think, if that makes sense. And but that's how, like, I was going through the course the other day and it's like, all right, so you go here, I'm like, wait a second, this is exactly how I automate, right? This is exactly how I automate. And yeah, so that's my thoughts on it. Let me know what you think. And yeah, here goes. Right, that's what I'm talking about. And Stephanie also says, helped a lot, made the concept of Terraform make sense too. Yeah, for me, like it clicked the other day when I'm going through, I'm like, wait a second, this is how we automate, right? And I think if you are familiar with automated testing, right, then these concepts of, like the deployment pipelines and infrastructure as code, it's just code, right? So if you learn the core stuff of AWS, which we will, because Stephanie and I work every single day to get better, right? So if you like, when we learn like the concepts of like how the different things in AWS works, so you can start building like your own little infrastructure for things that you're working on just to get better, and then for work as well, then the Terraform part is going to make so much more sense, because now all you have to do is understand the code, right? The coding language for Terraform and everything like that. And, so put my 5 minutes up so we can take a little break and we're good. So yeah, so that helped me a lot when it clicked that way, right? And yeah. So, like I said, let's go and look at some. And what I'll do, I'll also do the. I'll put the this draw.io image. I'm gonna and put it in the GitHub as part of the README. And if anybody needs it, feel free to grab it, do whatever you want with it. But yeah, so yeah, that's that. So what we're gonna do, I'm going to go to LinkedIn, and let me put this up as well. All right, cool. Let's have that there, and let's go to LinkedIn and let's search for Mr. Jimeno. If you are still here in the chat, I would like to know what are you interested in? What type of languages, what type of work, what type of career type stuff. I would love to know what you're interested in because maybe I can give some insight, some suggestions, all that good stuff, right? So if you're still here, please do share and we can talk some more. Okay. So let's clear that up. All right, cool. And go to jobs. Let's search for and while I'm pulling up the jobs, right? Let me share you. I'm going to share with you a benefit, which I don't do for anyone, right? Like I do not like making recommendations, stuff like that, right? But you can ask Stephanie can vouch for this, right? Every single time I get someone who reaches out to me on LinkedIn, and I can show you, like, see if I can show you. I don't want to show other people's names, but I can't show you because I don't want to share people's names. But let me see if I can do this. I do it like that. All right, perfect. So I can do it this way, right? So I will show you what I do for the people who work with me one-on-one, right? Who invest in themselves and they work with me one-on-one. I'll show you what I do, right? So let's go to our shared screen. So I have my messages filtered by InMail, right? InMail is people it's like people who sign up for LinkedIn Premium, and they send you an InMail so they can. That means like they have a certain amount of messages that they can send to you, and when they send it, that means like they really, really are like want to talk to you, right? Because a lot of recruiters have it, right? They'll send you an InMail because if you're not connected to the person, they have to send you an InMail. And then if you respond to them, then that InMail is not like charged against them, right? But if they if you don't respond, then it does. So that means all these positions come to me, right? Or people that I've spoken to in the past, right? And what I do is, let's say for somebody like Stephanie, right? When they send me a message, I will take it and I'll tell them, hey, I'm not looking for a position right now, but I have somebody that I am personally coaching one-on-one, mentoring, right? And I think that they would be a great fit for the position, right? And even if you they don't have that much experience, but they have the backing of a 20-year veteran in the tech industry and a 15-year QA somebody in the QA field and a 12-year QA automation lead, right? And I tell them all of that, right? And then I tell them like, so reach out to them, and I also tell like Stephanie to, hey, send them your email, send them a message, all that good stuff. And then like now they get it and they go to the interview process, or whatever, right? Or at least they have a conversation to see like, okay, well, is she going to be a good fit for this position? All that good stuff, right? So like,
Get a move on. Back to work. Chop, chop. Let's go. Come on. Get a move on.
All right.
Back to work. Back to work. Back
I can't
to work.
talk about it anymore because the because that apparently is, private information. So, but I'm just saying that is a benefit. I use my network, my experience to my what they see on my LinkedIn page. I use that to be able to forward positions to the people who might not be getting contacted yet because it might not show that they have that actual experience yet, or that they have the necessary skills. But if I vouch for you, right, then that gives you a little bit of a boost, right? So I'm just putting it out there, right? But before we go back to our code, let's take a quick look at a position, right? So this one, Google Cloud Platform, Cloud Automation Engineer. About 162 people. 34 applicants. 34 applicants, right? So, but this one is in Arizona. I don't know if anybody wants to live out there, but let's see. Let's see. 1 out of 1 skill match on my profile. How do you figure that I'll be a good fit for this? This is crazy. So automation is what matches. But let's say I go through and I learn this stuff, right? So I'm decent with Jenkins. Let's say, I don't know, liquid basis, JMeter. We are JMeter experts now, right? But we're not using JMeter. We're going to be using the rapid automated load performance harness route, right? We're going to be using that instead. No more JMeter. Okay. But all this expertise in hardware, architecture, public cloud technologies, Google Cloud Platform, blah, blah, blah. So let's say I become an expert in these cloud platforms, right? Experience with Docker, got that. So now they don't even put how much you're getting paid on this, right? Let's see if we can find one with some money on it, right? So Medi Data Solutions, $79K to $106K for a regular DevOps engineer, and this is in New Jersey. Let's say, New York has to put the range. Let's see here. Yeah, production engineer. What's a production engineer? Say, like, sometimes they just put these names up there. A bunch of stuff. Let's see. In Virginia, I don't know if this is low for Virginia or not, but 81K to 121K. That's a good range actually. But yeah, DevOps engineer, Mission Cloud, right? 115K to 140K, right? So let's see what they have in here. Ability to deploy AWS infrastructure using IAC, including Terraform. Ability to build CI/CD pipelines. Right? Like, oh my God. Your presentation skills are top notch. I'm going to send you a laser pointer and get you a custom theme song. Hilarious. So like, I'm just saying, right? Investing a little bit in yourself. So last week, right? I hate talking about UW because I'm still not qualified for a like affiliate program, right? But I spent like $40 maybe getting to the Terraform course and a full DevOps course, right? Am I going to transition to DevOps? I don't know, right? But the point is being in QA, being able to understand this stuff, being able to actually do this stuff, right? Because the way I see it, like, the more value I can add to my team, the better it is for me, the better it is for them, the better we're able to flow, right? So what that means is, right? Being able to do this stuff now, it just makes me like more bulletproof, right? And more marketable. So let's say I have to go somewhere else, and now I'm like, oh, but I'm a DevOps engineer, I'm a QA engineer, right? I know how to use Terraform, and I can do all this type of stuff, right? So along with making me bulletproof, it makes me more marketable, right? And so if I can do QA and I can do DevOps, imagine how much more money I can get, right? So, at the end of the day, like I was telling stuff for you today, my favorite phrase is, it's all about the results, right? Nothing else matters but the results. So I am very result-oriented, goal-oriented. So I focus on what is going to put me in the best position to win. And then from there, the ball is in my court. I always want the ball in my court. So I train and train and train so the ball can be in my court and I can decide where I want to be when I want to be there, right? So that's why we work every single day, right? There is no rest whatsoever. So yeah, so I just wanted to show that real quick, right? And what do you need here, right? So great benefits, ability to deploy using Docker files. And I really want to, like, I'm going to do like what we're doing here. Eventually, we're going to get to Docker as well. I want to be a Docker expert, right? I want to be a Docker expert. I want to understand Docker files. The other day, I was using Docker files and it made sense, but I want to get that I really want to get that, right? So being good with Docker, being good with Terraform, being good with the cloud platforms, and continue to expand your automation skills. And then like on the other side of it, getting better with development type stuff. So just being a monster because
They ain't believing us.
but like I said, I believe in each one of you. All right, so
Let's get it.
all right, so let's get here. And Stephanie said, accurate, right? And I was telling Stephanie, right, earlier today, I'm like, you know what? It's interesting because so many people will reach out, right? And then they don't follow through. But you actually followed through. And now we are at the finish line, right? Would you agree that we're at the finish line? Like we can see the end, we can see the end of this race. And then we're going to get ready for our next race, right? Would you agree with that, Stephanie? Let me know, right? So here we are. We are going to go back to working. All right, so close out, leave it over here. So let's go to our diagram real quick. So now what we're going to do, we are going to go through Terraform, through this right here. We're going to go through here and we're going to start doing this, right? So let me pull up my notes real quick. Stephanie says it's going to be a great next 1 or 2 weeks, I think. Well, I disagree with you. I disagree with you, right? Here's where I disagree with you. I don't think it's going to be a next great. It's going to be a great next 1 or 2 weeks. I know it's going to be a great. So I am assured. I know I can see it, right? So, right? Because why do I believe that, right? Oh, what's going on here? Oh, I know why. All right, so let me go back to full screen for this, right? Go back to full screen for this. And why do I believe that?
I mean, all we do is win, man. You know that.
All right. That's why I am assured that it's going to be a wonderful next 2 weeks. All right. So with that being said, let's go to put our timer up.
Let's go! Let's go!
And we are going here to this screen, and I am going to. Don says another good skill is creating good test data at scale. Yeah, that is creating good test data is the challenge. I think I had a video where somebody was asking about test data where I had I said like how I layer my test data, where I say, all right, this type of data I need it to be coming from like a data provider, right? This type of test data I can pass it into the test.ng file, like talking about Java. And then this type of test data can be static and hard coded because it's never going to change, right? And yeah, so and then there's like creating. Let's say you need to create a new user, right? I do like whatever format, and then I use the timestamp of the date and time to create a new user or whatever needs to be unique, right? To do it that way. So yeah, it's a strategy in creating test data, All right, so. Where are we now? So let's say we are here. I'm going to go to this screen and we can get this off. All right. So last time when we left off, we said our AWS region variable AMIs, and we mapped it to US East 1, my AMI. And then we said resource AWS TCR example. Okay. So what we're going to do. Let's try to do, all right, so I need my notes here. And let me log into AWS again. And what I would love to do is be able to do this with AWS, where I can also do like what Terraform destroy or something, so it can automatically close my like terminate my instances when I'm done with them, right? So let's go to here, and I'm gonna go to. I'm logging into AWS on my other screen, so I have to go to Authenticator to get my code to do that. And the code is okay. Oh, changed one. All right, so we're logged into that. Okay, so we are logged in, and let's go to create our IAM user. So we go to IAM, and I need to create a user for I'm gonna reset this information. Let's go here and say Terraform. And I don't think they need access to that. Let's go here. And I gotta delete these groups actually. So let's give it to admin. I'm not sure what it's gonna show, so I'm gonna not show the screen. All right, so let's go here. Let me see. Next. So I'm creating the IAM user, and give it a tag. Let's see here. Create user. Access key. So creating the access key. What access key best practices? Application running. So all right, let's go to that. Create an access key. Use Terraform for description of the tag value. All right, cool. So we have access key created. All right, so all right, you can't see it anyway. So when you create an access key, it's gonna look like this, right? Not gonna show you the secret access key, but here goes the access key, and what I'll probably do is just change it anyways afterwards. All right, cool. So let's go back to this thing, and I am going to CSV, save it to a folder. Where do I want to put it? All right, so let's go to documents. Here. And then, all right, cool. Save that. Okay, so now let me see what Don says. So ephemeral system, spin up, test, tear down. Yep. And because I always when I do it manually through the AWS console, I always forget to tear down to terminate the EC2 instances, and then I wake up in the morning, I'm like, oh, I gotta go and tear it down because they've been charging me all night for something I haven't been using. Right? Save the company big bucks over time, not having environments linger in the cloud. Yep. Awesome. All right, cool. So now that we have that, and all right, so if we look back at our diagram here, what I'm gonna do is I am going to cross out what we've done, right? So we got this. Do I have a strike through? Strike. So that's done. So create provider Terraform script. So now go back to the screen and get rid of this. All right, so we're here and we say AWS provider. So I'm going to comment all of this stuff out, right? So we say provider AWS, right? So what happens if we just run it with provider AWS? And what is the command to run it again? Let me see. It is, we had the init and then, or just Terraform run, I guess. Terraform apply, I guess. Yeah, Terraform apply. See what happens. Let's see what happens. All right, so value for, so it's your infrastructure matches the configuration. I don't have to save it. So, okay, so here, Terraform has compared your real infrastructure against your configuration, found no differences, so no changes are needed. Warning, value for undeclared variable. The root module does not declare the name AWS region, but a value was found in the file terraform.tf_vars. If you meant to use this value, add a variable block to silence these warnings. Use tfvar environment variable certain. So this is how I learn, right? This is how I learn. I run it and I look at the error, and that error helps me understand what's going on, right? I learn through error. I learn through failure, right? I love failing when I'm learning because it makes it stick, right? So I see this doesn't work, right? So now, because it says the root module does not declare a variable named AWS region, but it's found in this file. All right, cool. So let's say I go to here and I do this as well, right? So now, let me see, anything else in here? All right. If I go here, let's try it again, right? Terraform apply, what do we get? So resources added, 0, changes, 0, destroyed, 0, okay? So now, let's say we do, which one? So this is the final thing, right? So, okay, so let's say this is the final thing, right? And think about test-driven development, right? So this is the final thing. So if I start with the end and it says var AMIs is not defined, region not defined, right? So now I have to go and do the AMIs, right? So now this error, when I uncomment this, this error should go away, right? So the error is gone, right? But now this one isn't there. So now I have to define the AWS region. So to me, TDD is just working backwards, right? So now we have that, right? So now let's give it another Terraform apply and enter a value. So because I don't have it specified in the Terraform here, AWS region. So let's say we do US East 1, right? Go there. All right, cool. So now it says validating provider credentials, retrieving caller identity from STS, operation get caller identity, status code 403, request ID, API error, signature doesn't match. Credentials should be scoped into a valid region. All right. So we are good there. So what I want to do, what if I could do this, right? I want to, because I hate when I block this stuff off, right? So I'm going to do something real quick. Give me a second. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do it on the fly here. So image, and we're going to say, find me an image. And we're going to go to here, there, there, and we're building it as we fly it. All right, so we're going to go here and bring that all the way to the bottom. All right, and then I'm going to take my share screen. I'm going to go that. Let me know what you think about this, right? Because now I'm not blocking any of the code, right? I'm not blocking the code. And we have a little background and you can see everything, right? Let me know what you think about that. If you like that view, I will just use that from now on. Cool. All right, cool. So let's do it like that, right? So I actually like it like this. So let me move myself up a little bit. Perfect. Cool. Let me know what you think about this view. I like it. And if you guys like it, I will keep using it that way. Okay, cool. So let's go back to the code and let's go to, all right, so status match. Let me see what Don says. Don says, when coding, make Don a little bit bigger. When coding, seek the lion attack moment. Those errors that challenge you, embrace the mistakes, can etch lessons deeply, just as lion encounter would never be forgotten. Shout out to that. Shout out to that. Let's see here. Cool. Perfect. All right. So let's get that. All right. So we are good so far. So it says we don't have the credentials. So now we got this error. So how do we add the credentials? Okay. So, but before we do that, right? Before we do that, I want to go back and I want to uncomment this to see if we get, because with this being uncommented, we should be able to get the same exact error without having to put in the, having to manually enter the region name. Cool, perfect. So now we don't, because we have our Terraform TFVars from last week, we don't have to enter the region name, but we have our credentials issue, right? So let's find out how to take care of those credentials. So let's see here. Notion. All right, cool. So where do we do update Terraform user access key in the first steps folder in file instance.tf? Do I have an instance.tf? I do not have instance.tf yet. So what goes in the instance.tf? Did I clone the repo? I don't think I did. So what we're going to do, we're going to go up a step. Should I put it in here? Or should I put it in its own folder? I'll put it in its own folder. Now I'm gonna do it in here. All right. So what I'm gonna do, I am going to, right. And this is like part of the way that I coach it, part of the way that I train, right? I think about what is it that you're gonna use in the real world. Because I could go and download this. I could have downloaded the repo for the course, but what I tell the people that I work with is use Git, right? And put it on a different branch, right? So that you can actually like get familiar with Git. Get familiar with branching, because that's what you're gonna have to do at work. Instead, like, you're not just gonna be downloading a folder at work. You're gonna be using version control. So start doing it now. Start using Jira now, right? Manage your work through Jira. Let me see here. See if I can find the repo that has the where's the GitHub? I'll see the GitHub site. All resources in GitHub repository. Where is the GitHub repository? Where is the GitHub repository? Hold on. Almost there. it's saved somewhere in this thing. Give me a second. Git hub. All right, here we go. We'll go here. Might be this actually. So let's go here. Check out the. Go here. Let me see. We go here. There's a bunch of repos. 52. Terraform course files for my Udemy Terraform course. All right, let's take a look at that. And let me see. All right, it's this one. All right, cool. So let's go and we're going to clone this repo. And we're going to go back over here. And we are going to go here and we're going to say, no. We're going to say, I'm going to put it in a different folder because I don't want to put it in the same folder that I'm working on for the project. So git clone. We're going to clone Terraform course, right? So now we have it on our local computer and we're going to open another. Let me see, open, nope, that. Open. And PyCharm projects, Terraform course. Cool. So trust project, new window. All right, cool. So here we are. We are in the Terraform course and we want to, so we need to create our own instance.tf file, right? So let's just look through this file to see where the, so all right, so inside the vars.tf, the AWS secret key goes. All right, so let's do that. All right, so let's go to our project. And we do not have a vars.tf yet, so let's create a vars.tf. New file, vars.tf.
Lunch break! Lunch break!
Let's finish this up real quick, right? So we need to have AWS access key. So variable, AWS access key, right? And then we need to have variable AWS secret key, right? And let's see. I guess we just put default and then we're going to go here equals. So now we're going to go to our access key here. Let's copy our access key. Go back to it. And we're going to go back to here. We're going to copy our secret access key. And we're going to go here. Go default equals. And gotcha. You thought I was going to share you the. Oh, you didn't even see it. So let's go here. So got the access key here. And we'll go default. And we're going to go with psych. Yeah, I'm not going to share the access key with you. Come on, guys. Come on. So we are going full screen. Or to go back to the other screen while we're here. So let me put in the access key here. And we are going to close out our vars.tf file. And what I'm also going to do, is add that to the git ignore file, right? So Terraform test vars.tf. So now that will not get added to the repo. Okay, cool. So we are good to go. And I'm going to just do right now so I don't forget git add dot git ignore cd dot cd dot udemy Terraform course ls cd. All right, so all right, cool. So now so git add dot git ignore. Right, so now that git status, we should not have, well, we shouldn't have the vars.tf file in there, but new file vars.tf. So I think I have to commit. Oh, wait, not this one. Here. So now git status is a git ignore stage. Right. So now git commit or git commit dot git ignore and updated git ignore not to add the vars.tf file. Oh, forgot the dot m dash m for the message. So dash m space. All right, so now this file should not be status. I'll have to unstage it later. So, anyways, in T ways, let's do that. So now, before we go to our break, let's run it again. Git Terraform test. CD Terraform test. All right, so we're here and we are going to do Terraform apply. What happens? Let's see what happens. So we have maybe I'm putting the wrong region. So let me go back to our EC2 or yeah. So I think I might be putting in the wrong region in. So let me see what's the name of the regions. US East 1, that's what it should be. So it says credential should be scoped to a valid region. Credential should be scoped to a valid region. AWS provider. So I must be doing something wrong, but let's go to our break, right? And we will pick that up after the fact. So, okay, cool. So we are full screen. Cool. So what do you guys think so far, right? I'm having tons and tons of fun using Terraform. And yeah, like I'm actually understanding it, right? So now I know that I'm stuck on the credentials part. And we're gonna figure that out, right? So let me send a message real quick. Send a message. All right, so let's put some break music on right now. Why don't we? All right, so let's go with here. And I'm gonna go with let's go with this one. Yeah, go with this one. Because we are exploring. We're gonna go here, we're gonna go here. or this one. I'll stick to this one. All right, cool. All right, cool. Cool. All right, cool. So let's pull up our LinkedIn one more time. And so there's not a job called DevOps, right? But there's not a job called Terraform, but let's look at DevOps because before there was Terraform, like people had to do a lot of this stuff manually. So let's look at here. And so we're looking at DevOps. This $70 to $84 an hour. It sounds like a contracting position. Interpros is a certified woman-owned company specializing in innovative and results-oriented recruiting and staffing solutions. Okay. They're looking for a DevOps engineer, work a hybrid schedule, 3 days on site. For a premier client located in Greenwood Village, Colorado. 5 years of DevOps experience. I wonder if we can find an entry-level DevOps experience, right? Because I always like to look for entry-level because anybody who's like transitioning, they're gonna need like some type of entry-level position, right? So let's see what we can find. So this one definitely is an entry-level. I know that. They put entry-level here, but it's not. We know it's not entry-level. Let's see. Let's confirm. So requirements is they don't say. Well, let me do the same thing for this screen too. Let me do the same thing for this screen. So add image and existing, this one, and we're gonna go like that, and then we're gonna take this on the fly and we're gonna go like, oops, not that one. We're gonna take display capture. Take me and push me over to the side. Let's close that. So remember, this list right here, in mail, all the people who message me, and you know, if I believe in you, then I would be more than happy to, the jobs that come from me, recommend you for them, you know? So, because I'm good where I'm at, but if you're looking, they come straight to you, you know? So, okay, so let's go for here, and I wish you could see the amount of experience they're asking for here, right? A bachelor's or master's degree in computer science. I don't see a time frame.
Get a move on, back to work, chop chop, let's go. Come on, get a move on. Back to work, back to work, back to work.
For that type of pay, it's gotta be like a lot, right? So this one's $79K to, oh, we saw that one already in New Jersey. Let's see here. I want to see. So let's say you're new, right? And you're trying to get into the position. So I would say, let's say check on site. And let's say you're in South Florida, right? Let's say Fort Lauderdale. Oh, that's not what I want. So you're in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, right? So let's see what we have over here. Westminster Academy. School. I wouldn't work at a school. So let's say site reliability engineer. What is this? Oh, for Coinbase. That's pretty cool. What does a site reliability engineer do? So what you'd be doing, partner across Coinbase to design, implement, and maintain performant, reliable, and secure system architectures. Provide corporate IAM and DevOps tooling subject matter expertise on adjacent IT security. This definitely is an entry level, I can tell you that. But like 5 years is not 5 years of experience building, iterating upon, and maintaining corporate IAM systems. So, but if you have the qualifications, this would be an amazing, like having Coinbase on your resume. Oh my God. And the pay that you get for it, beautiful. All right. Let's see what else they have. So this is QA engineer. I'm looking for DevOps, but let's see what they have under here. This is regular QA stuff. 4 years of this is not very interesting. This is like more of associate level, but you know, Orion Innovation. What's that? Software development engineer. I want DevOps. I hate when they do that, right? Like you search for a particular thing, they just give you like all this other stuff. Cloud solution engineer for Charter School USA. Let's go here. So here's an entry level, right? DevOps infrastructure site reliability engineer, right? 1 year of experience designing, implementing, and troubleshooting complex IT and or DevOps solutions. 1 year of experience administering Linux systems and enterprise settings. That's a pretty good entry level on-site position, because on-site, guess what? There's not thousands and thousands of applicants. It's only 32 applicants, right? So that makes it a much better chance of you being able to land that first job. So this one is 150 to 165K. Only 18 applicants because it's on-site, right? Coral Springs, right? And what is the, let's see, what is the experience level that they're looking for this one? It doesn't say, but you know, but sometimes like, you can ask Stephanie, right? Even like when they say, oh, 5 years of experience, I tell her to apply anyways, and they still contact her, right? They still contact her because of, you know, what it says, like, just about selling yourself. All right. So here, QD DevOps. This is another entry level, right? 2 years plus. They're like, if it's 2 years, if they're asking for 2 years, they'll take you as an entry level. You know, 1 year setting up CI/CD pipelines, knowledge of automation, continuous integration. Because if you can show you know how to do the stuff, right? Like, and that's why I always tell you, build your portfolio. You can build a DevOps portfolio, right? Using Terraform, you can build a portfolio. So you're showing like, oh, and explaining what you do. And if you can create a video explaining what you're doing, explaining your project, like I had Stephanie come on the other day, right? And explaining what she was doing. If I was to clip that up and post it online, that shows like, okay, she knows what she's doing, right? So, yeah. So anyways, let's get back. Let's finish up, right? Let's go and finish it up because we are at 5:08 Eastern time. And I have so many things to do today. I have to finish creating some more videos. I have a call that I have to be on later tonight. You know, helping another one of my mentees, right? I'm calling my players, right? Another one of my players get ready for the game, right? We prepare very, very early from day one. We are always getting prepared. We're always practicing so we can perform like superstars when we are in game time. All right. So let's wrap it up, right? So let's do one more segment. All right. Turn off the intriguing background sound. And we are about to go for our next one. All right, let's do this. I don't know how to stop it, but it stopped. All right, cool. So let's go. So now we are going back for our last. Oh my God, it won't stop. Jesus Christ. Okay, got it. All right, so now let's go for our very last segment for tonight, and we will get it going. So we are going back to our screen. We're here, and we are doing. Okay, cool. So let's do this. Let me make sure this is working as expected. Good to go. Yep, we are. Cool. All right, now we are here. Sweet. All right, so when we run it, we get provider registry AWS, resources TF on provider AWS. All right, so how do we do that? So let me go back to their repo and see. So we have this in here. Let's look at the provider. Okay. So we need to create a provider.tf file. So let's go and we do that. So let me just look at all their files right here. So we have resources, AMI, type, okay, and version. Okay, cool. So now I have our var with all of this stuff. We have a map here. Provider. Okay, cool. So create the provider. Go to ours. And we're gonna create a provider. So we're gonna do new file, provider dot tf, right? Add that. And we're gonna say provider AWS here. So that means that's it. So if it's okay, so what we can probably do is go here. Let's remove this for now. So like I said, let's do it simple. Where here we're gonna do it in here, right? And then we can refactor it to move it out, right? So let's say access key equals var dot AWS access key secret key var dot AWS secret. Oops, not that one. Secret key, and then region, and we could say just hard code it right now, right? So let's say US East 1. All right, so let's do that. Let's see what we have when we do this, right? So Terraform apply. Cool. So now, do you want to perform these actions? So what's going to happen? All this stuff is going to happen. It's going to create a AWS instance with the name of TCR example. So that's before we go on, right? We're going to go and we're going to look at what's happening here. So it's not in the main resources, right? So we have instance type T2 micro for the region that we're specifying. And TCR name. So let's go with yes. See what happens. So what I'm going to do while that's happening, I'm going to go to AWS and we're going to go to instances running. And we got an error. So creating EC2 instance invalid AMI format, expecting AMI dash. So AMI is available in US East ones. All right, cool. So let's do this. Let's go to the screen. Let's look for AMIs. Go to AMI catalog. And let's just do a quick start AMI. And let's take let's do an arm. Let's do an arm. Right. So I'm going to take this AMI ID, right? And I'm going to go to here. And I am going to paste that AMI ID in here. See what happens. Let's give it another try, right? So Terraform apply. Other screen, I'm going to go to here. And we're going to say yes. See what happens. So it's creating EC2 instance invalid parameter. The T2 microinstance does not support the AMI with the boot mode. Only instance built on Nitro system. Design instance that supports UTL. Try again. All right, cool. So like this is very, very good information because we are learning like I said, through failure, put 20 minutes up on the clock. Through failure, we are learning a lot, right? So let's go with John.
Let's go! Let's go!
So we are learning a lot because now we like, although I don't understand 100% what it means, but I know that a T2 micro instance does not support AMI with a boot mode of UEFI. So what about if we go to a bigger AMI, right? So let's go to AMI catalog. I'm going here. And let's say we select this one and let's see what's available to it, right? Launch instance AMI. So we go here and let's see what's available, right? So we have a T4 Nano. We don't have T2 Micro. So let's go T4. Let's go with T4 Nano, right? So T4G Nano, all right? Back here. Let's see what happens if we do that, right? So it's just T4G Nano. So it's just like trial and error a lot, right? And through the trial and error that we're doing, we are like just if I was to pull up the course and just follow along the course, I would not be learning everything that I'm learning right now, right? Just by like, I looked at his code, right, from the course, and then I just started like figuring it out on my own, right? So, okay, I need to put an AMI because my AMI, it doesn't work, it doesn't exist unless I had in my in this section right here. If I had in this section, right? So let's do this, right? Let's try, before we try this one, let's try this one, right? My Apache server is the AMI, right? So I'm going to go here and I'm going to put, instead of T4, I'm going to say my Apache server, right? That's the name of my AMI. And let's try that, right? Because there's also an AMI ID for it, but I want to try with this, right? Let's go here and that's not what I want. This is like this. Wait, no. Oh yeah, that's right. So let's go back to T2 Micro, right? And I'm gonna put here my Apache server, right? Let's see what happens with this, right? Because I'm curious to see if with this AMI that I have here, right? If when I run it, it's going to create the instance on the T2 Micro. Okay, so let's give it a try. Terraform apply. And we're going to say a resounding yes. And what do we get? We got my Apache. So, okay. So, all right. So the name doesn't really work. So we need the actual ID. All right, cool. Cool. Not a big deal. So let's go with this. And we're going to go with, so here we're going to change that to, and that's part of the software exploration, right? Instead of just following along what they say, you try it out to see what is going to work and what's not going to work, right? Let's go here, and so now we know that this instance should be able to work on this AMI as we tried. So let's see what happens, right? Terraform apply, and we say yes. Okay, so I'm gonna go back over here. I'm gonna pull up my instances. Things are happening. All right, EC2 dashboard. Let's go here. Would you look at that? Would you look at that, right? So going back to the screen real quick, we have where it says apply completed, resources added, one added, 0 changes, 0 destroyed, right?
The only thing I'm addicted to right now is winning.
Right? All right, so then we can also do, because I got to get this here, right? I got to get this here because it is that important to me, right? So let's go where we do media, and I'm going to go with that one.
I mean, you know, all we do is win, man.
And
you
I'm
know
going
that.
to make that a, where is it? Because I am super excited. Go like that. Figure that part later, but I am super excited about this. I just created a resource with AWS. And how did I do this last time? Oh, transform. And we say we have that fit to screen. So one more time.
I mean, you know, all we do is win, man. You know that.
All right. So look at that. We have created a resource on AWS using Terraform. That is a major, major victory, right? Major victory. All right. Because if you followed along on Thursday, you saw how I went through it to create this and everything like that. But now through some code, right? I have my resources file, I have my vars file, I have my main file, all that good stuff, right? In a matter of seconds. So look at this. Look at this, right? Creation complete. So creating it 10 seconds, in 13 seconds, we have an up and running EC2 instance. Right? That's amazing. That is amazing, right? So now where do we go from here? Okay, so let me look at my notes. So we got that done. So we got that. We have our Terraform user. Okay, we got all of that. So Terraform file to create a, so I didn't do a T2 micro, but I did a TG nano, right? Run Terraform apply. We already got this course, we got that course. Use Terraform user access key steps, all right, in the instance.tf folder. Instance.tf folder. This is update Terraform user access key in first steps folder in the file instance.tf. But okay, so it's at the period. Use variable parameters to enter AWS keys. All right, we got that. Run Terraform init. We got that. Terraform apply should be created. Check AWS. We did that. Run Terraform destroy. So let's do that. Terraform destroy. And like the way that we do this at work too, right? Is Terraform destroy with all your managed. Right. So we're gonna say a yes for that. We're going to tear it down. But yeah, like the way at work, we don't do this through the command line. There is a interface for Terraform that we're able to do like the run and apply and all that and all that good stuff where it tells you the changes that it's gonna make and all that good stuff, right? So yeah, so I'm supposing we're gonna get to that at some point in this course. But now, so let's do a refresh. And so before we do that, here it says one resource destroyed. Took about 20 seconds to destroy it, right? Go back over here. If we do a refresh, and it is got another.
We the best. I appreciate you. Another one.
All right. So look at that. So we created it. We destroyed it. So, all right. So now let's go off my checklist. So that is done. So we destroyed it. All right. So now we're going to do Terraform plan. So let's go here and let's see what Terraform plan does. So let's see. So you didn't use out to save this plan. So Terraform can't guarantee to take exactly these actions if you run Terraform plan. So Terraform plan is what it showed us the first time, where it says Terraform will perform the following actions: aws.instance.tcr example, which is going to be the name of it. We'll create a resource AWS instance called TCR example. We're using this AMI, and then the ARN will be known after the apply. The associate, public IP address. So all of these are going to be known after they apply. Get password data is false. Type of instance, T4G nano. Source destination check, okay. And user data replace on change, false. All right. So Terraform plan is checked off. So okay. Cool. So the next thing, so we're done with that part, right? Doing the provisioning. What is this? So apparently there's a short form of Terraform apply that I don't remember, but they recommend using the long form of apply instead. So I'll look that up later, but that's not very important. So now I have some notes. All right. Terraform, variable types, strings, numbers, and Boolean, right? And the complex type are the list. So you can do list in Terraform. You can do a set type, which is similar to list, but it doesn't keep the order and only contains unique values. There's a map that we've seen with a key value pair. There's the object, similar to the map, but each object can have a different type. So the object can include a list, a string, and stuff. And then there's a tuple or tuple, however you say it. Similar to the list, but each element can have a different type. So what I want to do is, let's go to, let me go make sure there's nothing crazy in the variables. And let's go to main. All right, so let's go to main. Let's say get rm. How do I unstage? Hold on a second. I want to get that vars file out of there. So get unstage is unstage a file and get version control. You can follow. Right, so get restore. Let me do that. All right. So get restore. Still there. Reset vars. All right, cool. So, all right, got that out of there. And yes, all right, whatever, don't matter. So, where are we now? We are at 6 minutes to go before we wrap up the show. And I am going to, all right, so let's look at the list real quick, right? So let's go to share screen 1. And let's do this real quick. So this is a map. This is the list, right? And then we have, so this is a regular variable, which is a string. We have the map, which is a map of strings. And then we have the list, right? So if we go to here, and let's do another one saying variable, and we're going to call this one a, so we already have the list. Let's say set, right? And we say, so type equals set. And then let's say default equals, so it's that similar to this, but it doesn't keep the order and only contains a unique value. So if I was to do 1, 1, 2, 2, 5, right? So this should not be able to work because it said it doesn't keep the order and only contains unique values. So let's say we do Terraform here. Or no, Terraform, what's the thing? Terraform console. All right, so, all right, okay, so we can't do Terraform console because on main, the variable is set, all right? the set type constructor requires only one argument specifying the elements, right? So this is what I just did, right? I read what the set is supposed to be, and I specifically went against its requirements just so I could see the error, right? Failing forward, failing through errors. Okay. So now if I go back to here and I say 1, 2, right? And then we do it again, Terraform console. Invalid specification type set. The set type construction requires one argument specifying the element type. Let me see. So let me go look at theirs and go to. Let me see. Let me see if they have a main. They do not. Okay, cool. So what I'll do is I'm going to Google it, all right? Terraform variable set. All right, so let's see how that looks. HashiCorp input variables. So list, string. Let me see. Set. Take me somewhere, but no. Okay, so see the object. Where is the set? All right, let's try another documentation. Manage set variables with Terraform. Let's see here. Sometimes the documentation by the people who make it, like the owners, like this one from HashiCorp, they're like the most complicated. So this is the interface I was talking about, the web interface for Terraform. But yeah, sometimes like their documentation is the most complicated to understand. Like I just want to see an example set variable. Here, let's see. Variable. Let's see. Type this. Map. Boolean. Output variables. All right. Well, we'll revisit the set another time, but let's continue. So I'm going to comment this one out, and let's go to a Boolean variable, and Boolean, and we're going to go with here type. And then we're going to go with default equals false. Let's go here, and we're going to go here, Terraform console. Let's see. Okay, let's go here. All right, so let's go here. Oh, cool. So now we do var dot. You call those variables again? Let's see here.
Lunch break. Lunch break.
Interesting. Let's try that. Let me see. An input variable with the name Bolivar has not been declared. What was that thing I was supposed to do? Terraform. Let's close that up. Terraform in it. And we're going to do Terraform console. And let's do var dot mean value. Oh, all right. So anyways, got to figure out these variables a little bit better, because I would want to, let me try one more thing. So let's say, I'm going to try var variable list 2, right? And type is a list, and default is 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, right? And if I do var dot okay, so now I do exit out of that Terraform init, and we do Terraform console, and we do var dot list 2. Cool. So let's do var dot list 2, and we say the second position. Cool. So now I wonder, this one that we had commented out, if we go to exit out of that init, okay, so type set. The set type constructor requires one argument specifying the element type. Let me see. Number? Let's try that. So let's go here, init. Cool. So now, yeah, we figured it out. We figured it out. So we're going to do console, and then we're do var dot set 1, 2, 5. And if we do these, see if we can do this, because it's supposed to be like a list, right? So invalid index elements are set. Elements of a set are identified only by their value and don't have any separate index or key. It's only possible to perform operations across all elements of the set. All right, cool. So cool. So we could probably, let's say we have a AMIs in a set, right? We can loop through those AMIs to get set up, because they don't have to be in any particular order. That's what I'm thinking about it right now, right? So I think we are good for tonight. Let me see. Any other type of, I didn't do object. Let's do object quick, right? So we have variable. Let's do variable. Let's do variable and object, right? So let's say the variable for object is similar to a map, but each can have their own thing. So let's say similar to a map, but each can have a different type. So we could do type equals object. Default equals so we can say default equals Okay, so let's say we do attribute name is type. Let's say string equals object string. I need a comma here though. I need a comma. I need a comma. Alright, so let's just call this. Yeah, I think it's like that. So then let's say we do list equals 1, 2, 3, 1, 3, 5, 7. And we have what's the other thing that we have? We have set equals set equals how did I set maybe? Can I just write set number? Oh, so this doesn't even need it. Let me see if I do this list string, and that equals 7, 5, 3, 1. Huh. I don't know. Let's see. Let's find out. So we're gonna go exit Terraform init. So on main variable object function may not have. Okay, so you can't. So apparently you can't do this here. Let's do that. Let's comment that out, and let's go to init again. Object type constructor requires only one argument for values. The object type constructor requires one argument specifying the attribute types and the value. Value doesn't matter. Not sure. Let's Google it real quick. Then we're gonna wrap it up. Oh, you can't even see what I'm doing. Ah, look at that. I am an idiot. So
Stupid.
all right. So while we're here, let's just look up object. So let's go here. Let's do object example, and I'll show you what I was working on. So complex variable types. So maybe this is the object already. Or not. Let me see. String, boom. All right, type object. Oh, okay, cool. So this is what it is right here. Cool. All right, so let's do this. So we're gonna go back over here. So this is what I was doing, right? And you can see what I was doing wrong, but I had like strings, so I thought I was defining it right here. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna go for my string and name that. So that's gonna say that's gonna be a string. So I need type. Okay, cool. So this is okay, so we have it like this, right? So we have it like that. All right. And we need that in parentheses. Cool. So we have my string. So type object that and that. It's gonna be that. Cool. So my string and then my list is gonna be list. So then we can set these values. So that's gonna be a list. So my list is gonna be a list. And then let's see, my boolean is going to be a boolean. Let's say my set is going to be a set. And is there any other types? I think we're good. So let's try that again. Terraform init. So this type, this set type constructor requires one argument specifying. Okay, so this, let's say this set is a number. All right, so let's try that again. And my bool is not a valid. Oh, maybe it's just bool, maybe. Let's go here. Let's try it again. The list type constructor one argument. All right, so we're gonna say this is go. Let's say this is gonna be a string, right? This is gonna be a string. And let's run it again. Perfect. So var dot object. Oh, Terraform console. And var dot object known after the apply. Let's say var dot object my string. A reference must be followed by that. Let's see if I do it like this. See what happens. Just playing around with it right now. Okay, cool. So, anyways, I think we're done for tonight, or for this afternoon. Thank you very, very much for everyone. Go back to full screen. Thank you for everyone that was here. Thank you to Stephanie, to Don, to Mr. Himini. I really appreciate all of you guys for being here, for following along. I hope that this all made sense, and I had a great time. And yeah, I think this was great. I learned so much today. Like just by doing the little workflow of how I do automation and how I do Terraform, and that's what we're kind of able to do here, right? And then so we were able to do AWS. We're able to get the EC2 instance created, right? And then we were able to destroy it. Altogether, that took after we finally figured it out, it took seconds, right? Where if you had to go and log in and do all that type of stuff, it would take at least 30 minutes, right, to do all that, right? But we got it set up and everything running. So the next thing we're gonna do, we're gonna iterate on this, right? We're going to go through our test plan. So now we're going to say, okay, how can I install Docker on this AMI, right? So we're gonna figure that out. And once we get that done, then we're going to say, okay, now that I have Docker installed, how can I install Selenium Grid on this, right? And maybe we'll take it a step further and say, okay, now that we have that installed, let's also install maybe what do you call that thing? Oh goodness, report portal, right? Because all of these tools, right, QA related, and we went and we installed them before, right? We logged into AWS, SSH into the box, and then we installed Selenium Grid. We did the same thing for report portal, right? How can we do that using Terraform? So that's our plan. This is our plan for the next couple of weeks, right? We are going to do what we did manually, but we're going to do it using Terraform. So we're going to use infrastructure as code to facilitate our QA testing environment. All right. Hopefully you guys are with me with this, and we will do it together. I really, really appreciate you all for being here. And to finish up, if you haven't done so yet, subscribe to the channel. Hopefully I was able to add so much value to your life today. So, giving you a different perspective on how to think. You could be doing anything else right now. You could be watching football games. You could be hanging out with your family. But by you being here with me, I really, really appreciate you. And subscribe to the channel. Like the video if you haven't done so yet. Share it with somebody who would find it useful. Watch it again. Watch it on playback. See all the ways that I was going through figuring out Terraform. See how my mind works. And maybe that can give you some insight or a spark that will also help you as well. So, and of course, check out the Patreon. Like I said, tomorrow I'm going to be sharing. Tomorrow the video is releasing where I'm talking about why I have my LinkedIn the way that it is and how I'm able to get so many different recruiters always reaching out to me, and how if you are if I work with you closely and I am training you, I'm coaching you, I'm mentoring you, how I will forward those recruiters to you, because if I work with you, that means I have my confidence with you and I trust you to represent me well. So I am more than willing to forward those recruiters to you. All right. So that being said, so many people reach out to me every day saying, "Oh, I've been applying. I can't get any interviews. I can't get anything." Right. So I have a huge network, right? And every day it's growing. Every day I'm getting new requests on LinkedIn, everything like that, right? So I have a huge network, and if you tap into that network, then it becomes available to you, right? But it is what it is. So, anyways, check out the Patreon. Tons of content. The LinkedIn videos coming out. I have my resume, how I edit my resume. I have a little project that I did on the fly. Just so you can get the mindset, right? So, like I said, check it out. And if you don't, then that's up to you. That information is available to everyone who joins my team, all right? So, on that note, I am going to wrap up tonight, and I really, really appreciate appreciate you being here. So, and lastly, just want to say one more time.
I mean, all we do is win, man. You know that.
Exactly. All we do is win. And we don't take any prisoners, right? We are just chugging along, all right? But on that note, the time has come for me to depart. So thank you so much again for being here. And I will see you guys I'll see you guys tomorrow on the Candid Conversations video. But other than that, I will see you guys on Tuesday night for our Q&A session. I hope to see you there as well. But until then.
You might think that getting into the IT field is impossible without a computer science degree, but Tech Coach Ralph is here to prove you wrong. Get ready for some jaw-dropping revelations on how to break into this lucrative industry. Listen up, tech enthusiasts. Are you ready to break through into the IT field, but feel like you need a computer science degree to make it happen? Think again. Tech Coach Ralph has some exclusive, mind-blowing secrets to share with you. Get ready to be blown away by his jaw-dropping revelations on how to break into the tech industry without a computer science degree. So get your notepad ready, because Tech Coach Ralph is going to change your life forever. Buckle up, because you're about to embark on a journey to success in the IT field.
Hear me, warriors of the North. Today we have tasted the sweet nectar of victory. Our foes indeed defeated, and their lands are now bound before us. The gods themselves have favored our glorious deeds on this glorious day. We have shed blood, sweat, and tears to claim this land. Our relentless spirit, our unyielding determination. These are the very essence of our people. It's been our ancestors rejoice in the halls of Valhalla. For today, we have added to their eternal glory. Our victories will echo throughout the ages, and our names will be etched in the annals of history. But let us not forget the present pain, the brothers and sisters we lost. They now feast in the hall of our forefathers, watching over us with pride. Their sacrifice has paved the way for this moment of triumph. As we celebrate this conquest, let us also remember that our journey is far from over. More land awaits our conquest, more battles upon us forth, and the fire in our hearts burn ever brighter, for there is no limit to what we can achieve. To those who dare stand against us, let them tremble in fear, for they shall witness the fury of the northern storm, the wrath of the untamed barbarians. Today we celebrate our victory. Tomorrow, we set our sights on new horizons, uncharted land where our banners will fly high. We are Vikings, we're barbarians, we are masters of conquest.